Hello everyone, happy Wednesday. Oops, let me quick check. Well, for the next 4.5 minutes, it's still Wednesday. So I guess I can say happy Wednesday / Thursday, because by the time I finish this video, it might already be Thursday. In any case, I hope you're all doing really well. And you're probably surprised to see me do a video so soon, as I normally tend to space them out longer than I should. But like I said in my last video, I'm trying to change that. And there's a couple of things I want to talk about. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is just something that I started doing recently that I had tried before and never really stuck to it, but now I'm starting to understand the merits of, drumroll please, journaling. And for some of you, journaling may seem like something you did in school because you had to, and you're like, oh God, do I have to do schoolwork? Well, I'm here to tell you journaling can be fun. Yes, I use the word fun and journaling in the same sentence. But this, my friends, is my journal. And it says on the front, creativity takes courage. And what I started doing is anytime I have ideas, thoughts, something that's going on that I need to just get it all out, I write it in here. I actually put my thoughts from pen to paper. And it helps me to, when I have an idea pop in my head about something, I write it down. When I'm shaking my head about society and things that are going on, I can write it in here as well. If I have some good news to share, I can write it in here. If there's stuff that's annoying me, I can write it in here. It's just a way to get your thoughts and feelings down on paper. So later on, you can reflect on it, and it can actually wind up giving you some useful insights about yourself. And also, you might be writing stuff down that could be a best-selling novel one day. I'm just getting ahead of myself, but you never know. And for me, I do Toastmasters, and for those of you who don't know, it's a public speaking organization, and I'm learning how to give speeches, which is a valuable tool, especially when it comes to doing videos. It helps you with your vocal clarity, your speech, how you say things, using proper grammar, because even though when you're writing down something and you have a teacher critiquing every time you use punctuations incorrectly, the grammar incorrectly, the same goes with public speaking. So this is a way of helping me to come up with speeches. So I write ideas down, and I say, wait a minute, that would make a good speech. Then I research it, and I do this 5 to 7 minute speech on whatever the topic may be. Sometimes I do it about myself, and sometimes personal things that have happened to me, and others just a topic that I feel passionate about. So journaling is the first thing I want to talk about, and encourage everyone to try it. Just get yourself any old journal, and just write your thoughts out, and get them from pen to paper. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is as I mentioned in my last video, that I'm trying to be debt-free, be as zero waste as possible, and eat as little GMOs as I possibly can. Now, those are 3 lofty goals. Now, whenever you are writing goals down, you have to break it down into little bits. Short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals. For me, right now my goal is, over the next 2 to 3 months, is to do some research on how I can marry these 3 things together as one. Now, when you're doing debt-free, people think about how can you cut expenses? What are your expenses? Well, I've already been tracking my expenses. As I mentioned the other day, I have that nifty little app from my bank that's tracking everything that I spend, so I can knock myself over the head and say, you dunderhead, why'd you buy something like that when you could have had the money for XYZ? So that's the first step that I'm doing. and I'm going to continue to track it because I don't think a month is the enough to track your spending. I'm trying to do it over a 3-month period just to compare month over month my expenses. And then with regards to zero waste and GMOs, that involves research, which I have been doing, watching videos, articles online, wherever I can gather information. I want to be able to know more about it and how it can impact me for the better. Why I pretty much know the benefits already. Number one being healthier. That's always a good thing. But then I started thinking, wait a minute here. When you're doing a budget and you're trying to save money, the first place they always tell you to look at is your grocery bill. Because that's usually the way where you can cut expenses. But then I thought, here I am trying to be zero waste and trying to eat healthier and no GMO products where possible. And we all know the saying, organic equals expensive. Non-GMO equals expensive. And that's my challenge over the next 2 to 3 months, is to find a way that I can still cut my food bill down while having zero waste as possible, having as little GMO as possible, and being able to cut my expenses down to help me save more to pay off my debts. Now that's a lofty goal, but that is my plan over the next 2 to 3 months, is to do the research to see what I can do to achieve those goals and come out of it with a plan of action. So basically I'm hoping, let's see, it's almost May, so May, June. So by the end of July, I would love to be able to have a plan in place where all these 3 things can be married together, so to speak. I have a cohesive plan and move forward, so when the summer turns into fall and fall turns into winter again, that I'm well on my way to being healthier, on my way to being debt-free, on my way to having less waste and clutter around me, and on my way to being happier, healthier me, so I can be there for a long, long time for my kids. And I want to be able to be an example, a positive role model for my children. So stay tuned as I go through this journey. And each video I'll try to give you some insights of what I've learned that maybe you might decide that you want to try. And just to give everyone some tips on saving money, trying to be zero waste as possible, and eating healthier, preferably non-GMO foods. So take care, everybody. I hope to be back on Friday with another video. Keep fingers crossed all goes well. Take care. And now that it is after midnight, happy Thursday.